Is it working now? Oh yeah,
Are we live?
I think so.
Brilliant.
That's really odd. I didn't change anything.
Huh.
It's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna work
Just
now.
like that.
Yeah. I was just like, I'm gonna work now. But before it kept telling me that there's like a connection missing or something.
Sometimes you almost wonder if the tech is changing itself.
Just to fuck with you.
Yeah, like I don't even trust Siri or Alexa. I don't even know what I'm going to do when technology gains actual intelligence.
Yeah, that's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, I think we're like, I'm pretty sure we're having some kind of ghost.
Halloween's being haunted.
Yeah, clearly.
Before we were scared of vampires and werewolves, now we're scared of toasters.
Yep.
So we were talking about, not my cat scratching the post, but if you hear that, that's her. We were talking about Halloween,
Yes.
and so I have a question because I'm a European. I never like I'm this is a legit question. Like I read on Halloween and stuff like that, but we wouldn't prepare for it at home or anything. We're more prepared for other holidays, I suppose, but never Halloween. So it usually catches me a little bit unprepared. But I seem to like. It seems like everyone is so into this that I know from online.
Yep. It's about right.
So I wanted to kind of like. It's really fascinating because here we celebrate 1st November more, and that's usually more, the Day of the Dead and that kind of thing, and it's more of a somber thing, and you have to go and you clean up your ancestors' graves and stuff, that kind of thing, and then the next day you go to mass and you kind of like have to stand at your grave part thingy. It's yeah.
Get drunk and eat candy, so
That sounds a lot more fun, honestly.
probably is.
So I was wondering.
Children don't have to get drunk.
Yeah, no, the children don't get drunk.
Yeah,
Okay.
the thing is, they don't have to. They're high on life, you know?
And sugar.
And sugar. But the thing is, we're high on sugar. It doesn't work for us.
We become desensitized.
Well, I've noticed that, like, the sugar crash seems to be a little bit harder now as
There's a. How so?
well, just like if you, I guess maybe not necessarily like the sugar specifically, but like endorphins, meal and you're like, I need a nap.
Oh, the crash after. I see what you mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Halloween, generally my favorite holiday, just because, I don't know, I don't really like the other ones very much.
Aw.
I enjoy candy. I enjoy costumes. I'm a simple guy with simple needs.
So what are you doing for this Halloween except hanging with us?
Fuck all. I'm writing a paper for my English.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
midterms and everybody's so fucking busy. It's ridiculous. Last year I wasn't as busy. I didn't pack my schedule as much, so I was able to do stuff, but no, I'm not gonna be able to do anything tonight. That's okay though. On the weekend I went to a Halloween party and had some fun.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. No costumes or anything?
Currently where I am on campus, all the staff, all the professors' children are going around in costume.
Aw.
It's very cute. coming to people's doors, you know, in the middle of class.
That's the moment your life changes, when you realize that you no longer see the children costumes as rivals, but just as little beings with their own value, and you're like, oh wow, what a cute kid, their costume. And you're
I think you're kind of right. I think the moment you realize is when you're the one giving them candy. I feel like that's the big changer.
Aw. Well, I mean, what comes around goes around, I guess.
Exactly, that's the cycle.
But hey, I mean, at the very least, that does make sense though. And like, I think where I'm from, we have like a similar thing that we go around, but it's not for Halloween. It's in February, and it's kind of like this carnival thing where the purpose of it is that you chase away the winter.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. You chase away the winter, and then you go around and ask for candy, which is like sustenance for you to be chasing away the winter. And there's like this festival where traditionally people dress up as these monsters with the bells and stuff and run around town, and they have like big furry heads and stuff. And then they'll make a lot of, like, they're kind of scary. Little kids would be scared of them, I think. But that's the point, because they're scaring away the winter. Yeah, Vilma agrees.
Exactly.
Yeah. That sounds a bit almost, I mean, like, not in practice, but in concept, it sounds a lot like Groundhog's Day, where essentially, I don't know if you guys do this where you are, but in the Northeast, the governor of a state or the mayor of a city or whatever, on February 2nd, I think it is, will go and pull a groundhog out of its hole, and if it sees its shadow, then it's supposed to mean like 4 more weeks of winter or something like that.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Yep, Punxsutawney Phil. It always sees its shadow, though, because it's, you know, because they have spotlights all around it. It's a big event.
Just like your gaming Groundhog Day when you do that.
Yep.
I never knew that. That's kind of cool. Groundhog Day, that's what it is.
Yeah, I just dropped my microphone. If you heard a gigantic boom.
It's okay. That's really cool though. Like I didn't know that's what it was.
Yep.
And the purpose of Halloween is to chase away evil spirits, kind of like, right?
If that may have been the original purpose. Nowadays, it is
Halloween is the eve of All Hallows.
Okay.
All Hallows Eve, which got shortened into Halloween. So on the 1st, which is when All Hallows Day is, basically that's when the like the boundary between life and death is supposed to be at its weakest, is like this evening, the night going into All Hallows Day. So on Halloween, you would put out jack-o'-lanterns and you would dress up to scare those spirits away. It's what I've heard. I don't know if it's
I think that's
accurate,
what it is.
But it's something like that, yeah.
That's why I seem to vaguely recall there was a reason why you carve pumpkins in particular.
Because they're ripe around this time. Big.
Isn't there like...
Yeah, there's some like mythological reason, I think. I don't know it, but there is one.
I could swear I don't recall. I think it's like to keep specific. They keep the spirits away, something along those lines.
Yeah, that's I think what it is.
Oh, okay.
If you haven't guessed, most of us don't know what it is either.
I mean, it's like it's difficult. Like if you ask me specific things about where I'm from and my culture and stuff like that, I'm sure I wouldn't know everything either. But I
Also,
think,
I mean,
yeah.
American culture is so relatively new
Mm-hmm.
that a lot of the traditions, right, come from a mix of
Yeah.
so many other traditions. So there's no one reason why we do certain things.
Well, it's like why here we have like Christmas trees. Well, that comes from the German stuff, but then we also have this coming in from this and this coming in from that. So our Christmas is like just bonkers compared to anybody else's because we have all these traditions from all these different regions that all just get kind of smashed together.
Yep.
And then you add the pagan stuff on top of it, and it just goes bonkers.
Yep.
I mean, it's kind of interesting also because
Yeah.
I remember growing up, they told me like America is like the melting pot of a lot of cultures. So because of the whole immigration, but also before, like it's just also like currently as well because there's so many nationalities and stuff like that, and people. It's just also such a big region that it doesn't work in the same way, quote unquote, culture-wise as we Europeans might be used to because we're more segmented and stuff. So I think it's really interesting to hear how stuff works and how culture evolves and stuff like that because I feel like, yeah, tradition is cool, but you also kind of hello. Thank you for joining. I also think it's kind of interesting because like language, I think also culture and like habits evolve with the times as well to a point.
Absolutely.
So
Interesting.
mm-hmm.
Like, you used to think of America as the main country where things come together, where there are lots of different minority groups with different religious and ethnic traditions. And now you get minorities in lots of countries throughout the West. Every country in Europe, Canada, even like to the south in in Brazil, for example. It's
Mm-hmm.
and every country in the world is simultaneously heterogeneous and different in their own ways, though. Like Canada and the U.S. are right next to each other, and yet they're completely different countries, despite the overwhelming American culture.
Uh-huh. So
And again, right, it has a lot to do with history, right? Because America was, at least colonially, a nexus where the French, the English, and the Spanish were all trying to get. There wasn't as much competition for Canada, I don't think, mainly due to its hostility. The French and the English sparred a bit over it, and eventually the English won, right? But
well, you have to remember, I mean, back, I don't know if it was correct at the time, but the French and the English fought a great deal over Canada.
Oh yeah, loads.
Like the reason there were such high taxes on America in the first place is because England was going out of its way to get money in order to defeat the French and push them out of North America. Even then, I mean, there's a small island off the coast of Newfoundland that is now that's still a French territory and has been so for hundreds of years.
Yep.
So it makes you think about the. I mean, there's a Spanish influence in the United States, but how many times have they fought wars over it? Whereas in Canada, you have battles like the Plains of Abraham, like Wolfe versus Montcalm.
I mean, where I'm living right now in Saratoga Springs, there were constantly battles over this territory. I mean, I'm in America. I'm just in far north New York.
And actually, George Washington was in a battle on the British side against the French at one point.
Yep.
It didn't go so well, man.
It did not.
I mean, I have my fair share of interesting stories as far as like battles and stuff go. Since it's creepy, I guess it's okay to talk about this as well.
Yeah, go for it.
Sort of creepy. I mean, scary more than anything else if you think about it, because I am from Slovenia, and I'm from the region that was battlefield during the First and Second World Wars. And so, when we were trying to fix up the like, how to say, the foundations of our house, we had to dig a little bit more deeper into the soil.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and it's completely normal, we just found a landmine from the First World War, and then like 3 grenades from the Second. But yeah, there's a division that you just call and like, oh yeah, I found something in my backyard, and then they just come and they remove it because apparently it's so common.
Oh, it's crazy common. There's a number of people in London every year, construction workers, die on the job because they dig up a bomb from the Blitz and then try to move it and end up getting blown up.
That is really bad though, and really terrible.
Yeah.
It's not funny at all. Like my situation was just funny because obviously no one got hurt or anything, but it is a thing. Like, you can, when they dig specifically in that region, they do it really slowly and carefully, and even then, like, I think some machines and stuff can blow up still, so they're all insured, obviously, because they have to be. But yeah, that was one of a kind experience, and I don't know if there's anything else under the house. So yeah.
Probably is.
I think so, because the way they explained it to us was that the particular the place where our house was, they think that because it has some natural stream of relatively clear water, it was an underground bunker.
Oh.
So there's a very good chance that there was, because you could just stay in there if you had food, you had water, you didn't have to like do anything about it. So they're saying that there might have been some old World War II small encampment storage situation places back there, because it's like a little hill and it's in the hillside. So but nothing's blown up since or ever, so we're good.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
If you ever sell that house, just don't tell anybody about the
Yeah.
bombs.
Yeah, Huddy in the chat just said that.
Yeah, it's... Yeah. It's, honestly really scary if you ask me, but I don't think, like... I think the majority of what was on the... Unless you're doing construction, I think it should be fine. In most places these days.
We just dig up arrowheads and dinosaurs.
Yep.
Oh, my friend from Argentina has a whole collection of arrowheads that she found. They're so cool. That's the first time I've ever seen something like that. It's like a whole frame of like some 15 or 20 arrowheads that she found. Like tiny little bits and pieces.
Oh, no, sorry, I cut you off. Keep on.
No, that's all I meant to say.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, we were renovating our house, and, I mean, of course, there weren't any explosives we dug up. But yeah, we found some arrowheads and stuff like that. I mean, especially in the Northeast where I am, you find all sorts of shit if you start to dig.
Like what?
Again, mostly arrowheads. You might find some old tools.
Pottery pieces and stuff like that.
Pottery, maybe even colonial stuff, like an old musket barrel. A buddy of mine found renovating his backyard.
Where I'm at, there's just so much land that but over on the west end of the state, Badlands, that's where that T-Rex too that the field museum was found.
Oh.
And there's actually a huge dig site out there still on the edge of the Badlands Hills where they're still pulling stuff like that out of the ground because it's the edge of the glaciers and where it didn't get destroyed and all that.
That sounds really cool, though. Because the ice preserves so many things. It's crazy.
Yep.
Didn't they get like a whole mammoth at some point?
Yeah, they dug up a little while ago. I don't know if this was... I think this was in Europe, but I'm not sure. But there was a mammoth, a baby mammoth that got dug up that was insanely well preserved.
Oh,
Here,
I
I'll
did
look it
see
up.
that. It was like pretty much just one big chunk instead of being kind of scattered all over.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
really good.
I can in the Discord. In it discover. Where was it discovered? Wait a minute.
By the way, what I'll be trying to draw is like everyone just dead for Halloween. So I'm trying to do something silly so that we can post. It can be done by tonight. But yeah, absolutely. I think I would love to see it. I would like to hear it. I don't remember exactly what it was. I just vaguely heard about it. So, and I thought it was cool because I'm super interested in like the whole prehistorical era.
Baby mammoth was found in Russia. It's 42,000 years old. I'll drop a photo of it in the Discord because it is in shockingly good condition.
Nice. I just seem to recall in the past they were talking about mammoths being preserved in the ice and just like fur and like mostly the bones and the horns.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Saber tooths. But yeah. I don't... How did we get here from talking about Halloween? We did a huge trip round.
I think we started talking about... the battle... started talking about... okay, I know exactly how it went. So we started talking about American traditions and Halloween and how there's not really one reason for any one thing because of how mixed the culture is. Then from there, we got on to history, and I mentioned that it could be because America was really fought over during colonial times, which then got us speaking about Canada and about our history and about battles fought. And then we started talking about battles and digging stuff up, and you said you had a cool story about that. Then we got on to digging up explosives, and then we got back to here, speaking of digging stuff up.
Cool. Roundabout.
So what do we got here? We got Silas, it looks like.
Yes. We've got a Silas, I think holding a Lars. And I'm kind of debating, I think I wanna give Silas like a magician hat. And then I'm gonna draw a really unimpressed Lars with bunny ears that's being supposed to be pulled out of a hat. Maybe? Like a creepy magician kind of thing. But I'm open for ideas.
I should be holding the hat, because I have that ability where I can reach into something and just pull out any item I've ever touched.
Okay, I'm gonna make you...
Silas is dressed up as you.
Huh.
Wait, what?
Because Silas doesn't have that ability, it's Halloween. So he is mimicking you pulling stuff out of thin air.
Oh, is Silas holding the hat?
Silas is holding Lars.
Oh, okay.
But what we can do is we can just make Lars the assistant. Not Lars, Silas the assistant.
Nah, do whatever you want.
No, I'll make Silas the assistant, helping holding Lars up. And then, yeah, we'll figure something funny for today. Like funny, creepy. So, I'm giving him really bony arms. Is that okay? Lars, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
I seem to recall he's got like long arms, right?
Yeah, crazy
he's very tiny, but has got long, bony, like skinny limbs, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember correctly. Oh, I need to make character sheets for them. So I can, like proper character sheets, so we can figure this out without problem. I will spare him. I will not give him a bunny suit. Or should I?
Well, it depends. We're talking like kids' pajama, footy pajama bunny suit, or are we talking?
Would he fit in one? Would he be caught dead in one?
He wear that, but not the Pokemon bunny.
Oh no! No. I don't think they'd go quite that far. I don't think that's the kind of Halloween party they'd be attending. Would they even, like, how would your characters even celebrate? Like, how did your characters celebrate Halloween before they were taken? Was it like a just traditional way?
Probably the normal American way, like door to door
begging for candy, baby.
Aw. Was it a holiday we're really looking forward to, or?
Yeah, probably. I mean, Nate really enjoyed acting and costumes and all that, so I'd assume.
Oh yeah, it was made for Nate.
Cool. Anything particular happened to them on Halloween, or do they have any stories, anything weird that you think? Because I am assuming
I'll
this
try
is...
and come up with something. I haven't thought of something yet, but I'll come up with something.
That's okay, maybe that was... Oh, what now?
All kids look forward to candy, that's right.
Toe ring, it sounds like you're being smothered with a pillow.
Oh. Is that better?
Yes.
That is so much better.
Okay.
Much. Let me turn you up a little bit. I think I managed to. There we go. But yeah, I don't know how Tide liked it or worked. I think Tide probably liked it because
I would guess Tide seems like the type of person to really enjoy that kind of thing.
Yes, I think Tide would, but Jonas, he strikes me as the wet blanket.
A little bit. No, but I think Ty just liked the whole aspect of dressing up as a pirate or like a knight or something that you can wear a weapon.
Probably enjoyed the anonymity that the costume provides.
Oh.
Because if you haven't noticed already, he's a little bit chaotic.
A
I
little
think
bit.
Nova would have been into it too.
Yeah. I put the trick in trick or treat, like that's how we do.
I think, yeah. I think... Huh?
Yeah. Somebody heard your cat.
Oh, yeah, she's... I have a very, very, loud cat, yeah.
Oh yeah, Huddy, your content's great, by the way.
She wants some treats, I think. Don't you, baby? Yes. Yes, I want treats and attention. I will drop her a treat one moment. I prepared for this. 1 second.
So does Huddy, do you stream as well?
I think Huddy. I don't know if Huddy streams probably, but I know Huddy does YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I am subscribed. I was actually just yesterday watching some of your vampire playthrough.
See, I think they followed me on Twitter, but I didn't see their YouTube.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if they followed me on Twitter. Maybe. I think I followed them. Let me check that. I don't know if I do.
I've got like 4 followers, so it's easy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, Huddy follows me. Okay.
6 followers. Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Rising the ranks to be a social media star.
Star.
Gonna be an influencer.
Huddy, you have a very cute puppy.
People think we're joking, but we're just like a bunch of nerds talking about things on a vacation day for our real stream, and we're still
Yeah.
well, that's called loyalty. Thank you, audience.
Thank you. It's I thought it would be fun, you know, just to hang around and see if anyone wanted to actually talk and ask us questions or anything about what characters, or just actually tell us how they'll be spending Halloween. And I wanted to hear what you guys would be doing for Halloween and stuff, so I felt like that would be an interesting change of pace, purely because just because Chris can't make it, doesn't mean we can't have a party, so you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a shame. I would love Chris to be here for all this. He's totally into it. He's great dude to hang out with.
Yeah, I'm being mean. It's okay. I hope he can catch the. Aw. I thought.
Huddy's claiming to be the biggest nerd here.
Oh.
I take issue with that claim right there. You're gonna have to fight me for that title, Huddy.
To normal people, that sounds like, oh, I'm being modest. Here, it's a brag. So we gotta fight you, man.
Yep. 1v1, no items, final destination. Let's go.
Well, this is a challenge. How are you gonna take this down?
Bring it.
How's it gonna go down now? What's happening?
Well, I don't know. Nate's got a vampire podcast. Huddy.
Huddy's got a vampire YouTube channel that's probably bigger than my podcast.
You know what I'm thinking? We should have like a vampire rap off.
Ooh.
A vampire rap battle.
Oh my God.
Vampire rap battle, yeah. That's what we're gonna.
Can you rap? That's.
I can certainly embarrass myself.
You're welcome to if you wish.
I'll go on with Huddy. I will 1v1 Huddy on a stream and humiliate myself. I will not freestyle at the mic with no opponent.
That's true. So I think maybe you guys should collab on that.
Yeah. That would be really fucking good.
Huddy can guest on your podcast.
I'd be down. I mean, we're about to finish season 1, so it won't be for a little while. I mean, it has been such a fucking disaster right now. We're trying to record because, again, it's midterms and everyone in my podcast are my fellow students. So what's been happening is we've been trying to record, but no times have worked out. And generally, it used to be we recorded once a week, and that helped us sort of grow and gain an audience. But now we haven't uploaded in like 2 fucking weeks, and it's really stressing me out. Evelyn is saying some voices are super low.
Oh, which one? I can totally.
Evelyn, which voices?
Yeah.
Which voices are low? I can try to fix it up a little bit. Who's quiet? Who's loud? I put touring on 200 volume.
200.
Yeah.
Once the stream delay catches up, Evelyn can tell us.
Yeah, probably.
So, chat. Thorned Embers, Evelyn, Huddy, Halloween plans. What are you doing other than watching this stream?
Well, Thorned Embers is Kitsu.
Yes.
Oh, Thorned Embers is
It's
you.
it's
Okay.
me. It is me.
Well, I know what you're doing for Halloween, so that's solved.
I'm actually going also Saturday with a friend to like an amusement park.
Oh, that's fun.
So yeah, I think
He says he's impossible to hear, so he can't tell. Oh boy.
but
Oh no, Huddy's sick. We send
oh
our well wishes.
yeah.
Feel better.
Hope you feel
It's a
better
threat. Feel
soon.
better or else.
I think that would be a very motivational style of medicine, so I approve of it, obviously.
Durgan McChuckles working at a hospital.
Oh well.
Are you a nurse, Durgan, or a doctor, or what do you do? Well, right now we're waiting for a response because we have stream delay.
Yeah.
When you get this, Durgan, tell us, what do you do? Respiratory therapist. So if somebody comes in with breathing problems, you help them, or?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, exactly, Huddy. Health by intimidation. This is what we do here.
That's really cool though.
I'm super grateful that you're there all night because people need you, right?
Yeah,
If
it's an
you
important
can't
job.
say, just wait till morning and you'll start breathing again. It's not how it works.
No.
Yep, keeping you breathing. That's doing good work. Doing good work.
Thank
Durgan.
you.
I have a buddy who is an EMT, and anyone else having trouble hearing that one dude? Is it okay? Let's do a test.
Yeah.
1 is me. I'll say 1. If you can hear me, that's fine. Evelyn, just say type 1. 2 will be toe ring. Toe ring, say something.
This is Touring. I am number 2, so if you're having trouble 2, post 2.
And Trev?
I'm number 3, so if you have trouble hearing me, just type 3. Though, now that I think about it, we're saying all this, and yet the person he gets trouble hearing with is what the instructions won't work for.
Okay.
Well, no, the thing that I'm thinking is that if they hear me
One
say,
and
because
two.
it's only one of us, right? So if one of us says 1, and if they hear someone say 1 and they say, and they hear someone say 3, then they can say that 2 is the one who, you know.
How about I call you out and see who? Okay, let's.
1, 2 are quiet, says Durgan.
Okay.
Here, let me see if I can boost my input.
Let's see if I can boost my mic. Hold on.
Let me first. Yeah, you would need to boost it, but let me see. Okay, I boost.
My volume is up to the max.
Is that better? Oh, I'm loud. Okay, I can totally lower. Let me see. OBS. Let's talk about this. OBS. Is this better?
Who is Sam Wayne? I don't know
I
who
don't
Sam
know who
Wayne
Sam
is.
Wayne is.
It's just a question proposed by Evelyn. Sam Wayne.
Huh.
Oh yeah, if you
anybody
guys
say
have any
quiet?
questions, oh now Durgan says too quiet now. If you guys have any
Okay.
questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. We'll answer just about anything within reason.
I
Yeah,
think.
we have no shames, so.
I hope this
Well, I
is.
don't know why.
How about I do this? Is this any better? Can you guys talk a little?
Number 2, testing, testing, testing.
Number 1, testing.
It's loud.
Sorry, I don't know everyone's names due to the stream. That's okay. Oh, 2 is fine? Okay, that's good.
You're damn right I'm fine.
1 is good, okay. 3.
Trev?
He may be.
Yeah, 3.
Okay. Is that okay? There we get this mixed stuff going.
Durgan, did you hear 3 or is it? Oh no.
All right, I think we're good.
All right.
Yeah, we got it.
Hey.
Yeah.
Good job. With my very limited
Troubleshooting with chat.
That's right.
streaming skills. Thank you.
Mhm.
The cat's whining. I gotta go with the cat in. Hold on. We'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. But yeah, I'm going to go do that with a friend, and then like they have some Halloween attractions, so I'm going with her mom and with her niece. So we can
Oh,
go
like one of
get
those things where
scared.
they have people dress up in costumes and chase you around?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do one of those, but I never have. I never really have had the chance to. There's only one. Well, there's a couple amusement parks near where I live, but none that do that. There's like a Six Flags 4 hours away or something.
Oh.
They're all pretty long, just long distance.
Oh, I'm
There's one in
sorry.
Connecticut's that's super. I hate just seeing myself typing in the chat. It makes me feel like I'm hogging the room. Haha. You are not hogging the chat, Durgan. You are injecting life into it.
All right, I'm back.
But yeah, thank you for helping us test, and absolutely let
Yeah.
us know if there's anything that doesn't work or
In
something.
fact, Durgan, you're keeping the chat breathing. Get it? That's a dumb joke. Don't laugh. Nobody laugh at that. Don't encourage me. Because he's a respiratory
Your
therapist.
joke was bad.
There.
Feel bad.
Yes, no, that joke was bad. I should. Durgan. Yup. This is what you come here for. This level of highbrow humor.
Come back next Thursday for the same level.
Yep, exactly. Only next Thursday I'll have magical powers that allow me to pull all sorts of weird bullshit. Okay, I don't know. I don't think Chris is watching, and I will trust you guys in chat, and Kitsu, I will trust you not to tell him.
Okay.
This is just something I'm trying to see what will happen. My currently what I'm doing is I am seeing how long I can go without having Nate eat or drink anything in Littlebrook without him noticing. So far, we've gotten 4 episodes, and he has no idea. And I'd like to keep it that way.
Oh my goodness, is that like
I don't think Lars has either, but it's not because I'm trying.
It initially started as me not like planning on it, but then I realized what was happening. I was like, why not roll with it, see what happens?
But wait, because we went to the cafeteria last episode.
I didn't eat anything there.
You did not emote eating. That is right. Because we got
You
focused on
sound-
Jonas.
You sound really confident that Chris isn't noticing it. You're like, one fine day you're going to be in battle or doing something important, and you're just going to keel over because, like, oh my god, I need to eat so much.
My blood sugar's just too low. I keel over.
Your blood
Yeah,
sugars
yeah.
are too low.
And the bad guy we're fighting is like, oh shit, so we can give some orange juice or something.
You okay, dude?
Break out the orange slices.
I won't tell. I hope he doesn't hear
Brilliant.
it. He doesn't hear it.
Who knows? If he does, it's not like it's like harmless. It doesn't
He
really.
might go back and listen to this,
That is very possible, but I'm hoping that this stream is long enough that he decides not to.
I don't think. Oh gosh, did you know what? I don't think
What?
I started recording. Like I don't have a file, so unless he wants
no.
to download it.
Perfect.
Me and my limited streaming skills saved us, I suppose.
Exactly.
So this is a one this is a one time only. There's not gonna be another.
The only time you can see this.
Yeah. But I hope that I don't know. Is it? Do we have to eat? We don't, do we?
I don't. There
Well,
aren't
then
any
we're
game
human.
mechanics surrounding it. Like,
Right.
I'm just seeing how long I can go before he notices. If we can get through the whole season without him noticing, I will be a very pleased man.
Wait, I haven't revealed my how should I put it? The concept for my character for you guys to figure out.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's all right.
I've got a joke. Well, it's not really. It's kind of a joke concept, but we'll see if you guys can figure it out.
I wonder if we can. I have my sheet here.
Littlebrook Chronicle is run by Chris, who is not on the stream today. He had something.
You cut off.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Durgan?
Chris, the Primogen on YouTube, runs this stream.
Trying to answer Durgan's question. Chris is the
Yep.
Primogen. He is on Twitch and on YouTube. He is the storyteller for our chronicle. The person who was number 1 is Nate.
Yep, that's me.
Number
The
2
name's
is
Harry,
Lars.
by the way, in real life.
Yep, Harry, who's playing the character of Nate, who is a Ferrist. I am Tori, and I play Lars, who is a Wizened. And then we have Silas, who is number 3. He is a you're an ogre, right?
Yeah, I'm an ogre.
And then Kitsu is doing the art, and she plays Tide, who is a elemental. Yeah.
That's really cool that you have like a joke concept and stuff like that for a character.
My main concept, if any of the audience has... Oh, hello, Kat. If any of the audience has not guessed or anything, is I was thinking about when I was making the character, like, how would I react, or what would be a fun way to react? And if you haven't guessed, Nate is deeply angry about what happened and very deeply wants revenge. If it wasn't clear by him immediately doming his etch.
He just
I could kind of tell.
Spoilers?
Spoilers for, like, episode 2.
Episode 2.
It's already been aired 2 weeks ago. You should catch up. It's not that much of a spoiler, though.
I think they're on YouTube now, on both Chris's channel, which is the Primogen, and on both the Onyx Path channel, I think now.
Onyx Path has episode 1 up on their YouTube. I think episodes 1 and 2 are on Chris's.
Okay. And 3 is coming, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think he was going to do 3 today.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen a post yet.
It'll happen. It's gonna be
Yeah.
showing up on his channel too. Need some time editing.
I still need to watch episode.
Episode what? You cut off again.
Episode 4.
Okay. Yeah. I need to watch episode 4 too.
You were there.
I'm so bad at but I'm so bad at like I never rewatch my own stuff or the stuff that I
Oh, me neither. I can't bring myself to do it. I
Right?
get too self-conscious.
It's like, oh my god, listen to my accent, I hate it.
Oh, for me, it's just my nasal voice. Like, I had a radio show for a while, and I still find it hard to believe anyone ever listened, because I find my own voice very annoying.
But it's not, it's fine. Why would you sing?
Oh, I mean, I know rationally it's fine, because no one would have listened to my radio show if, I was really that grating. But it's still, like, it's something I'm just stupidly self-conscious about.
I think everybody's kind of that way about their voice.
Yeah.
Probably true, yeah. But it's been interesting.
Oh, wow, Durgan. Sorry, go ahead, Kitsu.
No, you go first. I wasn't gonna say anything smart.
I'm sorry. By the way, if I ever interrupt you and you want to keep talking, tell me, please, because, like, I don't want to be rude. I try not to be. I'm just really bad at cues.
You're absolutely fine. Don't worry about it.
No, but, like, in the future, I will not be offended if you're just like, yo, can you shut up? Yeah, Durgan, 20 years you've been playing World of Darkness.
That's a lot.
That's wild. That's always so funny to think about for me, just because, again, I'm very young. Like, you've been playing World of Darkness a bit longer than I've been alive. Durgan, what's your podcast name? Took 20 years off and just came back. Huh.
Yeah,
That's
I played
cool.
back in the mid '90s and kind of fell out of it and just started
Basement Beards. All right, I'll check that out. Basement Beards.
Basement Beards. Okay.
What's the name of your podcast? Man, I can't. I am so I'm so ready to get back into. Okay, yeah, I see it here. So ready to get back into recording Saratoga by Night. At least just finishing the season so I can write the second season. Which, by the way, if I was gonna make the announcement at the end of season 2, or at the end of season 1, I mean, but it's taken so long, I might as well say it now. Season 2, we're gonna be playing Hunter the Vigil instead of Vampire the Masquerade, and it's gonna take place during the Battle of Saratoga in the Revolutionary War.
That sounds cool.
So we can keep the title, because I didn't want to have to make a new SoundCloud.
That's smart.
But it's also an Oh, and you want to know the weirdest fucking thing that happened? So there's a character who makes a brief appearance in Saratoga by Night named Spencer Trask, and he's a kind of an asshole, very territorial, sends essentially hitmen after the party or after the coterie because they feed on his territory. But Spencer Trask is a name I chose at random. Some of my friends were walking around in Saratoga State Park like yesterday, and they saw a statue to a man named Spencer Trask, who's apparently, like, in the 1800s, a big money Wall Street investor guy who poured a lot of money into Saratoga Springs, which just blew my fucking mind. Because I picked that name randomly. Like, I picked the name Trask because that was the bad guy in X-Men Days of Future Past. Like, and then Spencer was just a name that came to mind. And there's, like, weird things, you know? Another good one is in one of the episodes, I think it's it's like the second time they travel back in time. Spoilers. Well, not really. Second time they travel back in time, they in like the third episode, they meet some werewolves, one of which has had her eyes removed at some point. Now, this woman actually isn't really a werewolf. She's I won't get into it right now. It's deep lore, and you'll learn more about it in season 2. but she got her eyes removed somehow. But in the past, she didn't have her eyes clawed out. And one of my players, who wasn't there for the third episode, I don't believe, or no, he was. But this was like the 20th episode or something, or not the 20th, the 13th, I think it was. Because he was a Nosferatu who could control rats. He sent the rats, they got in a fight with them, and he had the rats claw her eyes out.
Oof.
Which just, again, kind of like fulfilled the prophecy unintentionally.
Oh, man.
Really weird. We have a lot of weird, funny moments like that. Anyways, enough of me shamelessly shilling the living fuck out of my podcast.
I mean, why not? That
Best clan equals
crazy,
Nosferatu.
though.
I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree with that.
Forget the Ventru, but Nosferatu should be running modern society. They own the internet, they own the sewers.
They probably do. They're just, very secretive. Right? I mean, that's always what I assumed, is they're more of like a force that hangs around in the background.
I think the Ventru look like they're the leadership, but in reality, Nosferatu can make sure the electricity never works again if they wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right? People always want to take shots at the leaders, but if they don't know you're the leader, then they can't take shots at you.
That's true. That's a good mentality.
Yeah, like, do you want... Not only that, it's like, it's so much effort to hunt down Nosferatu where you can just take a shot at a Ventru instead.
Yeah, you have to play that awful level in Bloodlines. That game, like, I love Bloodlines. The writing's great. I love the story. I love the characters. I cannot get over the sewer level. I mean, because the combat's really old, right? That fucking sewer level, though. Essentially, you're fighting your way through Tamichi. if that's how you pronounce it. I always fuck it up.
Zesmis.
Yeah, I've heard it pronounced a million ways.
Me too.
There's this one level you're just fighting monster after monster, and if you die, it just boots you back. It's just a disaster. Other than that, great
Worst
game.
part is when you're a Ventru with firearms and you're just running steadily dry on ammo for all the monsters you're killing.
You want to know how you beat that entire game, regardless of difficulty level? Blood buff and punch things. Like, that's... Yeah. It's a great game, though. I loved it to death. The ending's a lot of fun, too.
When you are playing that game, you use celerity, the game is broken. Like, just
Oh my god. Yeah. One thing I love about that game is the way it does LA is it's not, like, super realistic. It's very almost, like, neo-Gothic, if that makes any sense. The way the buildings are, how some of them literally just stretch up infinitely into the sky.
Ventru Tower is that way.
Yeah, oh, it's so cool.
I don't really call it Ventru Tower. I'm like, okay, I mean, we're just not even trying anymore.
Oh, yeah, no, they don't give a fuck.
Like, hey, here's where our secret conspiracy tower is. We have business cards. I'm like, this is a really classy business card. It says Plan Ventru on it and everything.
Yup.
They're like, and you guys are in charge of enforcing the masquerade? Yeah. And you do that by having all of it just hanging out in the open. It's like walking out with no pay.
Mm-hmm. Durgan, you say you're excited for Bloodlines 2. I am too, but what do you think about the delay? Because I know there was a delay in the game. It's been delayed a good bit. How do you feel about that? And now we wait for the stream delay to catch up.
Sorry.
And damn it, I've got to finish getting ready for work. Take care, everyone. I got to try my best to catch up with this campaign. Yeah, Durgan, have a good night.
Oh,
Hopefully,
Thank you.
I hope it's not a busy one, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Have a good one, Doug. Take care. Don't work too hard.
Thanks for chat.
Take care. Thank you.
Half your channel's Bloodline. Yeah, I've seen Huddy. Yeah, so Huddy, what do you feel about Bloodlines 2? The delay and all that. Are you excited? Or are you nervous about the Bloodlines delay or all that? Because I remember seeing the first footage and it being a bit janky, even though, again, I'm still crazy excited about it. It's one of my favorite games. Then again, of course, the first footage was pre-release alpha stuff, so it wasn't like, you know. So yeah, how do you feel about that, Huddy? I'll shut up and let you to talk without... Yeah.
So can I admit that I've never played the first one?
You should play it. It's like, what, $5 on... not nervous at all. Brilliant, that's good. Yeah, my view on the whole delay thing is I'd rather it be delayed and be better than be rushed and be shit. Yeah, I'd rather delay too. Yeah, you should definitely play the first one. You should download the community patch though. Like, because the game is otherwise so broken. Also, the community patch allows you to take a shortcut around that awful sewer section I was ranting about earlier.
Ah.
Which is very important. I'll gift it to you, darling, if you'll play it, lol.
The patch allows you to kill... Like, if people say that combat is too easy in some places, if the patch gives you a chance to kill a major, like, boss fight later.
Yeah.
That you can't normally even kill in combat, because it's just too strong.
Yeah, it's, yeah. The one thing I didn't really... Bloodlines is, I'd compare it to the you know, Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth or whatever? Is it Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners or something? It's an old game based on the Call of Cthulhu tabletop game. They remade it recently, and the remake was just terrible. But, the video game, it was very buggy, and towards the end of it, right, the first act is a masterpiece. The last two acts are kind of dumb. But I'd compare its bugginess and flawedness to that of Bloodlines without the patch. I still meet the final death even with the patch. Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners 3. Yep, that's exactly what it is, Huddy. The first act of that game is like the best you can get Lovecraft-wise in a video game. The atmosphere is spot on. It is creepy. It's great. And then from there, you literally shoot Dagon with an anti-tank gun and kill it, which is so against the whole idea of it, right? It's a fun game, though. I should do a playthrough of it on my YouTube channel at some point. Because it's one of my favorites, even though it is kind of bad. I'm nerdiest about video games. Maybe. You probably have a little bit more experience than I do. But who knows? I'm pretty in my shit when it comes to video games, Huddy. Yeah, no, the end of that game is such a fucking cop-out. And the start, the thing that makes it really bad, I think that it wouldn't have been so bad otherwise, but what makes it bad is the opening act is so strong that when you get to the ending, it's just such a letdown. I'm sorry, I'm hogging all the airwaves right now. You guys are welcome to cut me off whenever you want.
If you have something to say, man, I would not want to cut you off. In fact, though, I have to go. I've got stuff to do in real life, so I can't.
All right, take care, Trev.
Sorry about that.
Thanks,
It was
Trev.
great talking to you guys. Happy
Good
Halloween.
to see you too.
Happy
You too,
Halloween
take care.
Happy Halloween to our audience, and come back next week is our next session, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so. I believe so. Everything is set next week.
Great.
I
You
know.
guys definitely want to come back. And-
Huddy, you're not hijacking the
Oh,
chat. You're keeping it alive, and
Yeah, man.
I
We
am
love
more
talking.
I am more than happy to talk to you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
And I agree, Jack was a pretty shit protagonist. Take care, Trev.
Take care, Trev.
Later.
Later. Bye-bye. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. It's not hijacking the chat if you're the only one chatting, Huddy. Also, it wouldn't be anyways. We enjoy the interaction, we enjoy the company.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I am...
Otherwise...
Yeah?
No,
You
it's
go.
all yours. I was gonna make just a snarky joke. It's not even that good. It's all yours.
Joke first, though. 'Cause
Alright, I was just gonna say that without you, Huddy, I'd just be talking the ears off of Kitsu, so...
That's okay.
You give me someone else to direct my tirades towards.
I was just gonna say that I have not played it either, so I'm just like,
Ooh, it's pretty good. It's very good. It is. I mean, it's old and it shows, but it is so good. Are you talking about Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines, or Call of Cthulhu? Because Call of Cthulhu is only
Yeah.
mediocre. Vampire the Masquerade is, well, Call of Cthulhu's first act is amazing. I mean, you've heard me talking. But Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines is one of my favorite games ever.
I only played it...
Huddy wants to ask you a question, Kitsu. I'm sorry, I cut you
Yes.
off.
Of course.
I'm very rude.
You're fine. No, but I
Go for it, honey.
only wanted to say that I played Vampire the Masquerade, but only tabletop, so not the game. And I played it. I can't say it. Simichi. I can't.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a hard one to say. The Flesh Sculptors.
Yes.
The thieves.
It wasn't a very good one. I was 15, so you know, I tried. It was a long time ago. But yes, absolutely, go ahead. You can absolutely ask us anything. Go for it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, okay. I'm half Slovenian and half Croatian by base. So it's Slavic. And then we lived next to Italy, so I could, before I went to school, I actually learned 4 languages. Because my mom was an English teacher, so she had like all these books that are called Chatterbox, I believe they were called, and they had all this interesting games and like songs like Head and Shoulders, Knees and Toes. Those kinds of. But that was interesting before I went to when I was like a little kid. And so I actually learned, because of those songs, I learned the English alphabet before I learned any of the other 3 languages around me.
Wow.
However, my accent is, I think you can hear it, Slovenian, because we don't, and I'm gonna try to say this, we don't roll our R's very well. Like, we have very hard Slavic R's, so like if I get tired or if I talk for a while, I can't. It's there. I can't help it. Thank you for understanding me and for being kind about it. I got very self-conscious about it because it's like, oh god.
There's nothing to be self-conscious about.
No, not at all.
It's difficult to lose it, specifically because for some reason it's really easy learning a lot of other yeah, Latvia. I can't Latvic. I can't speak their language, but I think it's difficult to kind of how to say it. I think some sounds come easier to me because Slovenian in particular is so, like, you can have words without what are they called, without consonants at all. Like, for example, if you say port, it means tablecloth, but we insert, because it's like PRT, that's how it is, so you insert half consonants in it, and that can be difficult to pronounce if it's not your first language or you don't like learn it. And so a lot of languages are sort of easier to pronounce, but obviously when you talk for a long time, it comes through.
No, I get that. Huddy, what languages do you speak? You speak 4?
Yes.
I was just gonna ask the same question.
German, right?
And English, because I guess they were American before
Yep.
that.
Yeah, my friends will sometimes not make fun of me, but like will joke because I speak English and French. Those are the only languages I know. And for an American, that's, even knowing one other language is pretty significant.
English, Spanish, German, and Russian.
Oh wow.
Cool.
That is quite the spread right there.
That is really
See, and I
cool.
speak
Got
English.
a Romance language, 2 Germanic languages, and a Slavic one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I speak a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of German, and that's about it.
Nice.
Yeah, I know absolutely no German. I'd like to get to know some, but at the same time, right now I'm very busy. Again, that's always like an excuse, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm too busy.
Yeah.
Turns out I'm never really too busy for anything.
Yeah, it took a year of German and 2 years of Spanish.
Yeah, my
And then
school, I was really lucky. Sorry, I cut you off. That's so... God. I am so self-conscious about this because it's like I'm like I have the world's mildest case of like I'm like my sister always jokes like I'm like I have the world's mildest Asperger's almost, you know? It's like it's something that I am trying so hard not to do, but I do it all the time. It's just I'm sorry. Anyways, you were saying.
No, I was just gonna say that I've recently been trying to brush back up using Duolingo. And my wife is learning Russian because she has a friend who came over from the Ukraine when he was like 10, so he's kind of trying to teach her mostly how to swear in Russian.
That is so cool. But yeah, swear words are what you learn first, right? Because, yeah.
You learn them pretty quick, yeah.
Well, yeah, because those are the ones that you're like, oh yeah, I won't say that.
And who knows, you tend to need them pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Especially once you learn how to drive.
Exactly, I was just going to say, especially when you start...
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, driving. I am so Italian when I'm driving. I'm sorry. Is that terrible?
What
of
do you
me
mean,
to
very
say?
Italian?
I mean, so I'm not Italian
I'm American,
by
so I don't
any
know the
chance.
stereotypes.
It's like
Oh, Italian.
you know, like how to say it. It's like because specifically where I'm from, it's a bilingual region, so you have this clash of the Slavic culture and the Slavic stereotype, almost, if you want to say, although stereotypes are still stereotypes, but you have the Slavish culture going all the way up to Italy, and then you have Italy, which is a completely different kind of mindset and everything, and the region is a bilingual region and bicultural region in the middle. So I take some from one side, some from No, I personally don't drive fast because I am not that much of a risk taker.
Oh, me neither. I am
Well,
at the speed limit at all times.
oh, I don't.
But one thing
But there's
funny,
nothing out here.
yeah, no, don't drive fast. That's not great for you at any point in any time, either financially or physically. So, But one thing that my instructor told me, because it's actually kind of hard to get a driver's license in Slovenia, I have to go through 7 tests.
Jeez.
What?
One of them
We got
is...
one, and the guy who gives it to you is half asleep the whole time.
Barely paying. I didn't even have to take a test.
What?
What?
Did they just give you a car and we're like, yeah, don't die?
At 14.
At 14?
14? Ow!
14?
Gosh, that's...
God damn.
Well, I started driving like heavy equipment when I was 12.
That doesn't make it better.
Was riding a motorcycle at 13.
What?
Bought my first motorcycle when I was 13.
Wow.
Driving tractors and grain trucks and stuff like that, because you can get a school permit or a permit at 14. So I had a permit at 14 because I'd be driving tractors hauling grain wagons and stuff like that, because I grew up on a farm. So
All right, that makes sense.
So you take, during the summer, you could take driver's ed, and in driver's ed, they basically throw you in a car and you go drive around, and they sign off, and you take that, and you get you take the written test, and they say, okay, you're good enough, here you go. So I've never taken a driving test.
Really?
Damn. But still.
Yeah, driving tests are like legitimately hard to fail, especially if you go through driver's ed, at least where I'm from. And so sometimes I'll have friends who are like, oh yeah, I failed my driving test 5 times. And it just scares me to death, because it means fucking means that the driving test is so easy to get 100% on, and yet so many people fail it. It's frightening. It is legitimately scary.
I don't know what kind of tests you get, but we have to go, before we can even sit into a car, they made us do a first aid course. And by first aid course, I mean they train you in order to be able to stabilize people in car accidents before the ambulances come, which means, among other things, I know how to tie a severed limb, where to tie it, how
cool.
tight, and with which materials I'm allowed to do that. So it's like I mean,
that's honestly really cool.
it came in handy, not particular for severed limbs. I'd never done that, but in theory. But it happened. I am so bad with blood though, so this was interesting. So what happened was, at home, my mom was cleaning a very old sink when we bought a really old house that I mentioned before.
Yep.
And my mom was cleaning a sink, and it broke. It like bumped, and then when she was trying to catch it, it broke in her wrist, and it cut her.
Oh.
But it wasn't like a very deep cut. It was just a lot of blood. Still, we had to get her to the ambulance, so I called my dad, because at the time I was still working to get my license. I didn't have it yet, so I wasn't allowed to drive her. So I called my dad so he could come home from work, but in the meantime I did a compression bandage, I made made sure she was okay. I put her in this. I made sure she wasn't like, you know, prepared her to be taken away. And it was just, it bled a lot, but I bandaged her, I put her in a car, came back and fainted in the garage.
Oh, jeez.
I came to relatively fast, but you know, just fainted from the blood.
Yep.
But I did it.
I got a story that I think you'll enjoy. This isn't a story I have any experience with, but it's my grandparents were both professors for a while in engineering at Columbia, and one time my grandmother was, or no, this was, oh fuck, no, I'm misremembering the story. I'm misremembering another surgical theater story. This was one of my professors, my biology professors. This particular story. He was sitting, because he's you know going to be a medical doctor now. He was sitting in on a surgery, on a hip replacement, and what they do is they saw into the bone and then they literally just yank it out. And when they yank it out, it makes this really wet popping noise. And so the surgeon's assistant, when the thing got wrenched out and went like that, the surgeon's assistant fell backwards and cracked his head open on the floor. And so they had to take him into the operating room.
Oh my goodness.
Immediately. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
They should make people in America do that. That sounds like a good idea, that first aid course that you have to take. That's smart.
I mean, I think it's a good idea. I think it's voluntary in other countries, but in Slovenia you're not allowed to sit or drive a car without having that. And then the other things that they teach you all the first aid stuff, like how to, you know, give what is it called, CPR, how to position a person that's unconscious, how to check for vital signs, how to treat shock, how to use your first aid medical equipment, that kind of thing. It's pretty intense, and you have to do that, and you have to have a practical test on a dummy. Like you have to do CPR, you have to put them in the right position, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then you have to theoretically answer a couple of questions verbally, and then you're done. And that's just one of the steps to do it. And otherwise, you have to do like a written test, which has passing grade is 95% and up.
All right.
If you go below 95%, which means you can make absolutely 2 mistakes, you are out and you have to do it again.
Ooh.
So I failed mine first time, but I failed a practical test. And that's because I didn't see a stop sign that was... I did everything parallel parking, everything you can think of. It was like an hour of stuff that I was tested on, all over stuff. But I didn't see a stop sign because it was half hidden in a foliage.
Ooh. That's how they get you.
If you write a stop sign, that's automatic fail.
Yep.
You don't... No, that's... No. So I had to redo the test because of that. But yeah, you have to do basically a course, obviously, which is a specific amount of time with the driving school. Then that driving school makes you do a test, which is 95%. And then the driving school gives you an instructor, which you have to have minimum of 8 hours with, because it's 8 different things that you have to master. And then, but usually it's around 30 hours. And then you have to do the first aid course, or before you go with the instructor, you have to do the first aid course, that's right. And then you have to redo the theoretical test you have a practical test with the driver thingy, with a school driving school. That's it. I can English.
Yep.
And
you got
then
it.
you do it with the what is it called? The regional committee. You have to do a written test with them, and then you have to do again 95% or you're out. And then you have to do another driving test, like practical with them. And then I believe that's it. Did I list 7 things? I swear I listed 7 things.
You listed a bunch of stuff. I don't know. What city do you live in? I'm assuming you live in a city because you say you don't have to drive.
That means, yeah, public transport, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least, if you're going to crack your head open, at least do it at a hospital.
Yep, that's...
Big brain idea right there.
Yep. Maybe not in an American hospital where they'll charge you out the ass for it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That is so anxiety-inducing, though.
Oh my god. Yeah, what... Carl's... I don't know how to say that, but... By Stuttgart, okay, I've been there.
Okay. Well, what was it, 2 weeks ago, when I was kind of sick during the stream.
Yeah.
I went to the doctor and they did a test and he got the bill for that the other day. $284. It's like
for like a strep test.
It was 100.
They literally take a tongue depressor and shine a flashlight down your throat, and that's.
No, they did the swab.
Oh, the swab. Okay, that's still ridiculous.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Now, is it? I can't remember if that was a real thing, but like, now what people do is like, a lot of my friends are like, if I get hurt, call me an Uber to the hospital instead of an ambulance.
Yeah.
Because ambulance rides are thousands upon thousands of dollars.
Yes.
I'm lucky just because I'm still young enough to be on my parents' insurance, and they have excellent insurance, so it's not really a problem for me necessarily. But holy shit, like, it is. Something happens and you're not covered, it can ruin you.
Yeah, that's very, as a European, I'm like, no, guys, you have to come into our system, please.
I feel the same way. It's just, like, I mean, not to get too political here, it's just, for me, it's like, at the end of the day, I cried when I got medical years of debt-inducing bills in the States was over. Yeah, Huddy, like, I don't know. I mean, I probably shouldn't be getting political in the Onyx Path stream, but I'm very much of the opinion that and I feel like this isn't a controversial statement, but I feel like people shouldn't have to choose between dying or going broke. That's generally my opinion.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be something that can be...
That's probably about as far as we could go before we get in trouble.
Yeah, that's not...
Yep.
It's okay. Or, you know, they can just be, not to make light of the situation, but you can be abducted by the Fae and stuff, and then...
Exactly. The new healthcare plan.
Yes, there you go. Into the hedge.
Just go wander around in sketchy-looking forests, hoping that a Fae drags you into the hedge.
I mean, then if you have any debt, your fetch is gonna have to...
Yeah. Ah, you thought you'd get my life? Well, sucks to be me.
Oh, I actually just started watching Netflix. They've got what's it called? Living with Yourself. And
I haven't heard of it. What's it about?
It's got Paul Rudd in it. And
oh boy.
He goes to a spa that is recommended to him by a coworker.
Oh,
and
no.
they clone him. And so what they do is they clone you, and they also, during that process, they do a bit of genetics, make you a little bit more personable, a little bit smarter, you know, like that. Well, during the process, the part where they would normally basically put your old self to sleep, euphemistically, that went wrong. So he wakes up in a shallow grave somewhere and goes home to find essentially his fetch, the clone himself, in his home, in his bed with his wife. And it's kind of...
Oh, jeez.
But, you know, so I'm watching it and I'm going, oh my god, this is what our characters in, you know, Littlebrook are kind of going through.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Huddy, wait, hold the phone. Huddy just put in chat that when you broke your ankle, you got a bill for $25,000.
That doesn't surprise me.
I should watch it, yeah. What's the show called again?
Living with Yourself, I think?
Living with Yourself. I will have to check that out.
It just dropped not too long ago. They're like little half-hour episodes. I think I'm like episode 3 or 4.
I'll definitely have to check it out.
But Paul Rudd's hilarious, so...
Oh, yeah. I got a show recommendation. If you want something that is, it's almost like Master and Commander meets The Thing. It's called The Terror. It's on Hulu. If you have that, if you don't, then I'm sure you can find it elsewhere.
The Terror?
Yeah, named after the ship, the Terror, which was sent to find the Northwest Passage.
Okay.
It was the most high-tech ship there was. It had its sister ship, the Erebus, and it was designed to last years on the ice.
Yeah.
And
Ice is
it went missing. It went missing. And eventually they did an investigation and found evidence of the crew getting stuck and then wandering off and ending up resorting to cannibalism. And the way they do it, I think they add a supernatural element to it, which I think works in some aspects and doesn't in others, but I won't say which because I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the best shows I've ever seen. Like, it is so good. It's like a period drama mixed with The Thing. It's so good. I don't want to spoil anything. It's just, that's like a must watch in my opinion.
I will have to check that one out.
Oh gosh, I am so sorry, but I'm so sorry about the ankle, by the way, Heidi. 'Cause
Yeah,
that
that's
sounds incredibly painful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually have to. We're gonna actually have to stop the stream in 5 minutes.
Ah,
no.
bummer.
I mean, time flies when you have technical
Flies.
problems and like good chats.
Yeah, that cuts into it as well.
Yep.
But I mean, we can still hog this for like 5 minutes. I'm pretty sure. So.
Yeah, sure. Let's fight him. Try to kick us off. Fight the power.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna finish this and then post it on Twitter.
All right. I'll be looking out for it.
Yeah, I'll tag you guys later on. So it's not gonna be obviously as detailed as the rest of them, but hopefully, just for shits and giggles.
I think it was great. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Huddy.
Thank you.
Your company is
so much.
always welcome.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hold you accountable to that rap battle between us. Don't you think I forgot that shit?
You guys should totally do
I
it.
look forward to that.
I would like legit be fucking down to do that. That would.
That would be amazing.
I think I would too.
Although I am the whitest person in the universe, I do not have any rapping skills.
I mean, it's a challenge. That's why it's called a challenge, right?
Absolutely. Thanks, Huddy. You're pretty cool too.
Thank you.
I don't
so
know you as well as I
much.
know these other guys, but from what I do know of you, oh, absolutely. I'll fucking DM you at some point.
I want to
legit.
hear it. I want to hear it. The focus when
you
it's
can
happening.
hear it. I am going to embarrass the living shit out of myself and have a great time doing it.
Well, I'm sure
Amazing.
Huddy will put it up on their YouTube, so...
Yeah, great. I wouldn't put it. I mean, actually, I could totally put that on the Saratoga by Night SoundCloud as like an apology for taking so long.
Well, thank you, Kika. Or Kika.
Kika, I think you are all pretty okay.
We're pretty okay.
Excuse you.
Thank you very much.
I sense a little bit of passive aggression there. It's all good, Kika.
Thank you so much. It's been fun. I mean, it's not. We didn't get to progress the story, but I learned a lot about.
Yeah, we
you
just had a
guys
fun
today,
time.
though. That was fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. This was great. We should do this again. Look, you're from we're in Long Island, Kika.
I was gonna say, that's from your neighborhood.
Oh, it's about. Well, it's from where I lived before college. It's. Yeah, I was right there. We actually had a place in Long Island.
Oh, cool.
Oh, Nassau. Okay. We had my grandparents had a place in East Hampton, in Amagansett. They got it before every piece of land there was $1 billion. They got it during the 60s. Yeah. Night, Huddy. Take care.
Night, Huddy.
Good night. Okay.
Yeah, it's not that fancy. It's like a shack. It's a shack. Of course, were we to sell it today, it would be. I mean, we're not gonna. We don't need to, and it's
Yeah.
But it's so weird because we have this like little shack from the '60s, just in the beach, surrounded by these more recent buildings, which are like McMansions, right? And so it's kind of funny seeing these huge houses go up next to us, and we're in this little thing. Yeah. Anyways, take care, guys.
Yeah.
I shouldn't make us take any longer to sign off.
We're gonna have to stop, sadly, but we should totally do this again. I think this is fun.
Absolutely.
I hope they're
Yeah.
gonna let us do it again.
Yeah, this is fun. We have a good time.
They might listen to it and be like, never again.
Well, we doesn't
Yep.
hurt to ask. We'll see.
You guys are banned.
Oh,
Fucking
God.
rip.
Chris is gonna be like, what did you do?
Sorry, Chris, that we burned down your stream while you were gone.
Well, you know, next time you shouldn't leave us alone with it.
Yeah, next time you shouldn't trust us to run this on our own.
No better than to leave us alone.
Yep.
It's been an absolute pleasure, though, and thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming and for keeping us company. And we didn't get farther than the sketch, but yeah, it was still a lot of fun, and I liked it a lot. I hope they're gonna, like I said, I hope we'll get to do this again. But I'm pretty sure that next week we're gonna.
Next week, I think
Play.
we're playing.
Yeah.
So 4 to 6
Yep.
Eastern
Story
time,
goes on.
right back here on Twitch. The story.
Mm.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah, take care, guys.
Have an awesome Halloween
Yep.
and an
Yes.
awesome weekend.
Make good choices. Be safe.
Spooky time.
Otherwise, if you have trouble breathing, you know where to go. It's okay. We have them.
Yep.
Yes.
We got our respiratory specialist going to work.
Okay. Take care. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.